just 21 years of age, already got 1 gold medal, and a very fine athlete. And yep, she's wearing the Hello Kitty face mask. There's one of them wears a face mask with scary eyes. I think it's a reflection of the sense of humour of these characters, and they are characters as well. Kewalin in lane 1. One of the 2 Thais in this heat. There's another Thai girl in the other heat, so they've got 3 out of the 7 competitors. Indonesia got 2 and Vietnam 2. The guide obviously is the one to set up the blocks, must get the angle exactly right. Games record 27.76, set by Kewalin, and that was in Naypyidaw at the beginning of 2014. So she's the reigning Games gold medalist, and she's the current Games record holder. 27.76, that is remarkably quick. Winty Nunn, competitor 330. She was 4th in the 100 metres. We'll be hoping to go at least 1 better than that, so that she gets among the medals. 136, Ajira Johan from Indonesia. And Indonesia having such a magnificent competition. Everything going right for Indonesia at the moment in the track and field. The guide can choose which side to run, but I think you will see that all of these will run on the inside, keeping the competitor on the outside and therefore keeping them in their legitimate lane. Communication between competitor and guide very important. You actually see some of the guides talking to their runners as they're going round, particularly on the curve. All of these girls have got guides with them who are men, and they're not all going on the outside. Could see, I think it might have been Rachanipon's guide was running on the outside. This is Winty Nunn. So they wear the mask to make sure that there is absolutely no light whatsoever. These are checked beforehand to make sure that there is 0 visibility. You are completely in the hands of the guide and your instincts. Friendly pat on the shoulder. I'm just worried about in lane 7. Haven't seen Rachanipon. This is Kewalin, she's the favourite. Outsider Hajra Johan from Indonesia, we've seen her. Winty Nunn from Vietnam. There is Winty Nunn. And it looks like we've just got 3 competitors in this first heat of the women's 200 metres. And we understand that lane 7, Tongsin Achanipon from Thailand, has in fact withdrawn. She was the silver medalist in the 100 metres, so it's a great shame that she's not competing.
It's going to be occupied by the guides. They are seen with the yellow pins. So here's an introduction to the athletes in lane 1. We have number 276 from Thailand. He's the winner of the women's 100 meters in the new games record of 12.77 seconds. He's also the current games record holder for this event with a time of 27.76. And in Asia, ladies and gentlemen, she is the second fastest. From Thailand, Kawalin Wanarumon.
Big build-up from Brian Richmond there for Kawalin Wanarumon. Fully deserved.
Representing Indonesia, competitor number 136, Johan Hajra.
Well, Brian's going with Johan Hajra, so I'll put the names that way round.
And in lane 5, number 330 from Vietnam, Nguyen Thi Nan.
Nguyen Thi Nan in lane 5, and interestingly she's the only one of the girls whose guide is running outside of her.
And this is heat number 1.
Hope that doesn't prove to be a problem for her. Takes quite a while for the girls to get on their marks. Need to be exactly right. Could try and imagine for yourself how this would feel. Going down into a crouch position, unable to see anything, knowing you're going to run flat out. You're going to go round a curve, take you through 180 degrees, and then 100 meters straight sprint. Having to trust somebody alongside you to make sure that you're going in the right direction at the right time. And all the while running flat out. Good luck, girls. Nice clean start. And already inside, Kawalin Wanarumon is closing up, and Johan Hajra going well, but the Thai, the favourite, is going well in lane 1. Kawalin Wanarumon, well, she's just taking her time here. She's not really putting in maximum effort. This is only the heat. No need to go flat out. She can win this comfortably. The Indonesian Johan Hajra going to come second, and that's well outside her best time for Kawalin Wanarumon. It's a question of doing what you need to do. 29.46, well, she did that. Well, she's not even breathing heavily. Mouth not open. She works harder than that in training, but comfortably through. Johan Hajra from Indonesia working that much harder. But that high stepping coltish stride of Kawalin, she's just jogged home. She is such a talented athlete, but she knows that there'll be a bigger test for her in the final. And even the guide's smiling. He quite enjoyed that. So heat 1's out of the way. We've now moving on to heat 2. And we've got Sirirat from Thailand in lane 1. We've got Marta Tambunan from Indonesia in lane 3. And Huyn Thi Trang from Vietnam in lane 5. Well, Sirirat from Thailand must be hot favourite to go through here. Bronze medalist from the 100 metres. And I fancy if she feels like it, she can just jog through this in much the same way that Kewalin did. Lane 5, Huyn Thi Trang from Vietnam. And as we've seen with several of these Vietnamese girls, very young. 12th of October 1999 is her birthday, so she's just 16 years of age. Confirmation of the timings from that first race, and Kewalin Wanarumon can run 29.50. I think she can train at that pace. Probably do a series of 10 200s at that sort of pace. Saving herself for the final.
Yep.
Well, I don't want to... Oh, there we go. I was a bit worried that we couldn't see Marta Tambunan from Indonesia. There she is. I can't decide whether she is a tiny figure or whether her guide is extremely tall. Maybe it's a bit of both.
Yep.
But you would have thought they were extremely mismatched for running together. I would have thought she would take 2 strides to his 1. But then the same thing might apply to Sirirat and also to Huyn Thi Trang. The Malaysian contingent, oh, what a super games they've had. 18 gold medals so far. Just puts them slightly behind Indonesia, who coming into the afternoon were on 21 golds, but they'll be delighted, Malaysia, to be ahead of Thailand, who are on 16. Two events concluded so far today. Both have gone to the Philippines, who have now doubled their tally of gold medals. I suppose the advantage of having a long-legged athletic guide is that he can find the run very easy and therefore can spend a lot of energy talking his partner through where she is, where she needs to go, how the race is evolving. Continuous flow of information from guide to runner, and that's why when they get up onto the rostrum for the prize presentations, the medals go to the guides as well.
This is heat number 2. In lane 1, we have number 275 from Thailand, Srirat Ryanga Wilatikri. In lane 3, competitor number 137 representing Indonesia, Marta Tambunan. And in lane 5, number 332, from Vietnam, Nguyen Thi Trang.
So once again in lane 5, Nguyen Thi Trang, her guide is running on the outside of her, whereas the guides for lanes 1 and 3 will be going on the inside.
T11.
So you only have to finish first or second in this to go through to the final.
On your mark.
Sirirat in lane 1. Marta Tambunan of Indonesia in lane 3. Nguyen Thi Trang from Vietnam, lane 5. 2 to qualify, 1 to go out. Women's 200 metres, T11, Heat 2. That's a full start there. No question, Nguyen Thi Trang got away far too quickly. Well, in fact, it wasn't her, it was her guide. Interesting, Nguyen Thi Trang there is running in, not in spikes, not in running spikes. Those are ordinary jogging shoes. Her guide's running in the same footwear, but I don't think I've seen any of the sprinters not wearing running spikes before. Oh, they're not going to disqualify her, are they? Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry. Nguyen Thi Trang is disqualified, and as far as I can see, that arose because her guide false started. Well, we'll have to take a look at that again, but my feeling was that it was the guide that went too quickly. So now this heat is effectively redundant because both of these runners are bound to qualify by finishing first or second. Well, we saw yesterday poor old Tran Man Tung from Vietnam won his heat at 200 metres and was disqualified because his guide crossed the line first. I think Nguyen Thi Trang there has suffered because her guide. Yeah, it's an easy jog through, no point killing yourself, but might as well have a decent run out. Marta Tambunan's guide has moved to the outside, and on the inside Sirirat, well, notwithstanding the fact she doesn't need to go quickly, is hammering around. She's going a good lick and is certainly going to be comfortably inside 30 seconds. I think she's been told to ease off a little bit. That left arm movement, obviously a little bit restricted by holding onto the string with the guide, and comfortably first for Sirirat, second for Marta Tambunan. Both go through to the final. Well, Sirirat obviously a little bit distressed there. The shoe came off very quickly and she stretched out. Now that was a hamstring stretch, but it may be the calf or even the Achilles that is causing her a few problems. Suddenly at 150 metres, she seemed to become uncomfortable. Marta Tambunan from Indonesia just comfortably going through. Looked as if she could have carried on for another 100 metres or more quite easily.